the members of the media houses, the senior police officers, those who are present, and ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon to all. Following a media reports of unpleasant criminal activities, especially crimes perpetrated against women and children, we have invited the media to the Namibian Police Force, the national headquarters today, to give the progress report on the investigation of a missing person, Shannon Wasserfall, and the discovery of the human remains in Walvis Bay, Erongo region. On 11 April 2020, the Namibian Police Force received a missing persons report as per reference number 1/2020 of Shannon Wasserfall, a 21-year-old Namibian female who went missing on the 10th of April 2020. An investigation immediately commenced. As part of our investigation, the force offered a reward of 50,000 Namibian dollars to anyone who may provide information that may lead to the whereabouts of Shannon Wasserfall. Even so, the announcement of the reward money, no tangible information was received by them. Though on Tuesday, the 6th of October 2020, the Namibian Police Force in Erongo region discovered a human remains buried in a shallow grave of dune sand near Naruseb suburb, behind Dunes Mall shopping complex, after receiving an anonymous tip of where to find the remains. Due to the circumstances under which the human remains were discovered, the police have registered a case of murder, and alternatively, we also have added a defeating the ends of justice charges for further investigation. A joint investigation of senior detectives from Windhoek and Walvis Bay is leading these investigations. However, to this end, one person was detained for further questioning. We are, however, still appealing to anyone who might have information or had heard of witnesses or have witnessed the disappearance of Shannon Wasserfall, or with regard to human remains that was discovered by police, to come forward. It should be noted that the efforts of the police only will not be able to combat criminal activities in our society. Dear members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, the Namibian Police Force Forensic Institute, which is responsible for examining the identifying of physical evidence that was collected by members resorting under Criminal Investigation Directorate, became involved with this investigation after discovery of human remains was removed from the scene at Walvis Bay. Going forward with the investigation, the force is going to conduct forensic investigations to confirm whether or not the remains will match the missing person who went missing on the 10th of April 2020 in Walvis Bay. Arrangements were immediately made for the skeletons remains to be transported to Windhoek, where a detailed postmortem at the end of the day will be conducted. The remains are expected in Windhoek this week, and the autopsy will be conducted soonest. Apart from the attempting to establish the cause of death, the autopsy will also be focusing on identifying the remains by extracting genetic materials. However, this may take longer than expected, as the Namibian Police Forensic Science Institute is relocating to the new forensic science campus. This caused all activities of the Forensic Science Institute to be on hold until the complete move and the installation of all electron equipment at the new office. At this juncture, the Namibian Police Force would like to assure the nation of our resolute commitment to expedite the forensic investigations, and we shall revert to you once such investigations are completed. And therefore, I thank you. The information that relates to the fact that the information was provided to the police 5 days ago, that information was not with us. We did not receive such information. What we know is that the moment when we got the information from the police officers, especially the Regional Crime Investigating Coordinator in Erongo region, Deputy Commissioner Ikuyu, who is responsible for investigations in Erongo region, he quickly came up with a joint team. After it was apparent where exactly the remains are, that is the time that we have acted. So the issue with regarding your concern or the question that was posed, that one, I cannot comment on this point in time because we don't have such information.
Commissioner Jemima Baker from the Namibian Sun newspaper, can you please just explain what you mean was taken in, the person that was now taken in for questioning? Is this person arrested? Is this person an official suspect? And I don't know if she touched on it, I didn't really hear her question, but have you managed to trace anyone to the number that made the call?
Thank you very much. What is happening is that we have apprehended one person. Now, what will happen now is that this person will obviously be interrogated or interviewed, and then only then we can probably determine the way forward. So that is what is happening. Is there any other question? Maybe a follow-up question?
Can you please give us information regarding the person who made the call? Have you identified anyone in relation with the call that was made to the police as to the whereabouts of these remains? And then when you say this person,
is it the he or she?
this person is, and how did you come about this person? How is what is the legal? Why is this person important?
And the relation to the. Does they have to have any relation to the person?
Perhaps, Commissioner,
thank you very much.
Take a series of questions and respond.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that question. What will happen now is that seeing the fact that we have already apprehended someone, and seeing the fact that we are still investigating the case, it will be premature on this point in time to respond to the question that was posed here. Because the moment when we start to explain, it might also jeopardize our case. So therefore, it's unfortunate we cannot explain that one now. Because the case is still under investigation, and if we have to respond on that one, it will jeopardize our case and our chances of getting more information, more evidence.
Commissioner, over here. You said that the remains are expected to be invented this week. Tomorrow is Friday, and the discovery was made 2 days ago. So, can we have the exact time frame? And also, what I would like to know is, given the outcry that this discovery has brought about, I'm sure, Commissioner, you follow on social media the protest and so on. Will it be prioritized? The forensic testings, will this case be prioritized?
Thank you, madam. If I could maybe start with the first one. As I've already explained to our colleague there, the investigation is progressing very well. It is just, if we are doing investigations and probably have certain information, to mention it here on this platform will just jeopardize our case. So therefore, regrettably, the question that was posted, unfortunately, cannot be answered due to the fact that we are investigating this case. The issue about the remains, the issue that relates to remains, I was already notified that the remains is on its way to Windhoek. And as we are talking, probably has already arrived. Yes.
Good afternoon, Commissioner. My name is Denver Kisting. I'm representing the Rukeni newspaper. I'd like to know a few things. According to the information that Eagle FM had obtained on good authority, according to them, the SMS had reached the father first before it reached the police. You can't detain a person for longer than 48 hours without charging them. So has the person been officially arrested, or is the person still in your custody only for questioning? And I think that will not jeopardize the investigation with respect.
Yeah.
Secondly, you told us that the operations at the National Forensic Science Institute are on hold because of the move. What exactly does that mean? Until when will these operations be on hold? Thirdly, can you also talk to us about the state of decomposition of these remains? You spoke about a skeleton, if I heard you correctly. Is there thus a suspicion that whoever's remains these are, the person may have been buried a long time ago? I would also like to hear from you, is there a link between that text message to the father and or the police and the person currently in custody of the Namibian police? Thank you.
Thank you very much. When we are arresting any person of interest, there is only two issues involved here. Either within that prescribed period, the person has to be interviewed, or otherwise, if based on the available evidence, the person will be charged. At this point in time, the person that I was relating, that was arrested, was yesterday. And this person is still in our detention.
Without having been charged, without being formally arrested?
He's formally arrested, the person is formally arrested.
Charged?
Is not yet charged, because we still have time to interview the person and also to see the evidence that we have on hand. And based on the evidence that we have, then the person eventually will be charged. With regarding to the link, the SMS, that is a subject of investigation. That is still a subject of investigation. And I don't think at this point in time it is relevant, because anything that will be mentioned with regarding to SMS or the question that you have posed about the remains, it will jeopardize our investigation. And therefore, I think it is just fair for us not to mention it for now. What we have is that at least someone has been detained, the person is being interviewed, and once we have evidence that can lead to the fact that this person can be linked with that specific crime, the person will be charged and will be brought before court.
Thank you very much for that additional information. I would just like to hear from you, is the person being detained at Walvis Bay? Do you expect more arrests following that arrest? And can you please clarify, did the father receive this information first, or was it sent to the police first?
Yes, thank you very much. The information with regarding to, or the SMS that was probably received by the father, as you have said, on this point in time, I cannot confirm whether the father have received the information first or it's the police that received the information first. Because remember, the father is staying here in Windhoek. And the events took place in Walvis Bay. So that is a subject of investigation. With regard to whether there will be more arrests, yes, of course.
Yes, of course.
So you expect it to be
We
more?
still expect that at least there will be more arrests that will follow. It depends from the circumstances surrounding the case, and it depends from the availability of evidence, and therefore, I think there will be more than one person that will, at the end of the day, will be arrested.
But sorry, sir, you didn't really answer my question. I'm a bit confused. Is the man being detained in Windhoek or at Walvis Bay? That's the question.
The person that is detained in Walvis Bay is a she.
Thank you for that very important
Yeah.
clarification.
Thank you. You didn't answer my colleague's question on how long the move will take. You didn't answer that question. Secondly, we also heard on good authority that the father of the missing girl's child, that her father's child is involved. Can you perhaps just confirm or deny this, please?
Let me take the second one first. The father of the child.
No, the father, the missing girl, Shannon,
Yeah.
that her child's father is involved.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is still a subject of investigation. Whether he is involved or not is still to be confirmed. So the investigation will continue. With regarding to how long, as I have already explained to you, maybe just before I come to that one, cases of this nature, without the involvement of public, the community members, it might take time. But if we can have, perhaps, that's why I'm saying that if we have people that have at least have heard or have witnessed the disappearance of Shannon, and have probably have witnessed the remains or the body or these unidentified remains being buried, we are appealing to our community members that they should come forth.
Sorry, that's not the question we're asking. You
Yeah,
said
no, I'm coming to that one. How long? It's about the
National Forensics.
national
Science
forensics.
Yeah.
About the national forensics, I cannot, on this point in time, I cannot comment on that one. Since the colleagues who are supposed to be here are engaged in another meeting. And as a result, it will not do any justice for me to reply to that one. Yes.
So, the person who has been arrested, the woman, has she been arrested in connection with the discovery of these unidentified human remains, or has she been arrested in connection with Shannon's disappearance?
The question that you have is a subject of investigation. And for me now to explain that one will only jeopardize our case. So therefore, I might not respond on that one. Yes.
Yes, I just want to ask, you said something that the public should give you more information. Now, some of those close to the missing girl said that they did have information and they did forward it to the inspector who was in charge at the time, and he did not act on it. So they said it seems like the police does not have an interest to really assist them in this case, as they did send the messages last week, not Friday, before that.
Thank you very much. What we are saying is that whatever information that we are receiving from the members of the public, such information is normally being scrutinized and being verified. Now, for us now to sit here and to say that the police did not have interest, that one cannot be confirmed on this point in time. But whatever information that we are getting, it is always been followed up. And we are normally taking statements. The issue that relates to, or the question that you have posed, or the concern, that one, I think it's unfounded. Is there any other concern, question?
You said that Shannon was 21 years old at the time of her disappearance. We in the meantime have learned that she's 22. Would it have been her birthday in the meantime, or why is there discrepancy?
The time when she was reported as missing, the information that we have is that she was 21. So there might be any developments in between.
You don't have access to her date of birth or ID number?
That one, no, it's with the investigating officers.